Hi guys, I'm back for another review for tonight. Tonight I'm going to be reviewing Night at the Museum, a really old film that's like turning 20 years. I can't believe it's been 20 years since this movie came out. It's actually a film that I've seen once in the movie theater. I actually thought it was awesome. Very funny, very awesome. Something that would make me laugh day in and day out. So, um, it's just something that I basically never forgot about. This movie is actually one of those films that I grew up watching from my childhood that I've never really forgot about. I mean, I kind of feel like I missed out this trilogy. I never really saw the sequels before. I don't know what I've been missing, but anyways. So to start off with this movie, I mean, this movie is supposed to be like um, another comedy, family friendly movie where it's basically enjoyed by both kids and adults. I mean, last time I basically reviewed a family friendly movie called Lemony Snicket, which I still enjoy to this day. But now we're talking about Night at the Museum. So basically, this movie is about someone that decided to be a night guard for the whole night. Like meeting these really old, you know, soon to be retired night guards or night watchers, and basically they give him the gig to basically do the job that they've done, like passing the torch type of thing. And supposedly he gets a little, trouble with of what it is to of getting of learning in the job, like to be a night guard. I mean, I can't imagine being a night guard very late at night. Like I could never imagine working that kind of job. I mean, I where I work at, it's like it's basically mostly daytime. It's not nighttime. I could never imagine working very late at night just to be a night watchman or anything. It would be so tiring. Like so basically, he basically finds a tablet. No, actually, no. At first, he doesn't know that it exists. It doesn't exist. He doesn't know that just yet because at first he finds out that when he was left alone from the soon to retire old night watchers, he finds something really awkward about the museum. And then most of the stuff that by the time it hits nighttime, all of all everything around, all the mannequins, from based on history, ancient history, and old and ancient culture, it all turns into it all comes to life. And he's basically, have no idea what's going on. Basically, he's basically handed the instructions on how to deal with all of the nightmarish type um, imagination. So there was a few funny moments here and there that made me laugh, or that still isn't out of date to me. Saying it's just takes me back to the time where I used to enjoy going to the theaters a lot, but nowadays I don't. You don't see a lot of movies like this nowadays. I just that's just how I feel, you know. Um, yeah. So I think this was like Ben Stiller's most underappreciated movie of all time. You know, it's basically not as popular as his other movies like Meet the Parents, or whatever, or Madagascar, or any other popular movie he's been on. I mean, I think this is one of his most appreciated movies ever. Yeah, Owen Wilson that's playing the cowboy, the guy from the from that western side of the of that storage, whatever. I mean, it's funny because they've been in multiple movies together for some reason. You know, I guess that's what's meant to happen. That's not surprising to me. Then you have the Spartan, and you got these couple of people fighting and bickering at each other and stuff like that. Yes, he just tells you got to stop it, cut it out. Talks about that they're no different between each other after 200 years or something like that. You know. And then when he tries to, tries to basically, I think the part that makes me laugh is that when he was trying to be warned about the next, you know, the the no the instruction thing. The next thing he finds is to lock into the lions while they eat you. But I don't think it was the lions that was something that he needed to just worry about. I think the monkey was also to worry about. And you got the monkey that's very smart and very intelligent, more intelligent than any human being out there. It's the reason why he's able to snatch those keys without him noticing. And supposedly, basically mocks and makes a mockery out of a fool of Ben Stiller's character. You know, basically biting his nose so he can stop him from taking back the keys, and just it took him basically started pissing all over him and stuff like that. And basically grabbing his instruction book and just rips it into pieces while the other monkeys watch and start enjoying that stuff like that. It's funny. And then then after the first night, he's like, "I quit. I don't want to do this anymore." But then when he finds his son is so impressed with what he does and what in this new job that he has, he doesn't want to throw it away anymore. He doesn't want to throw it out just because he had one terrible, difficult night as a night watchman. So he promised that he'd show his son what he does for, you know, what his job is like. Typical take your create the workday type of thing. And he basically didn't want to throw out the night guard job because it'd be for nothing, and it doesn't want to disappoint the child. He wants to impress his child. He wants to show that he has talent at something. And then you got this boss. I forgot the name of the actor. This British actor. I forgot his name. I don't call his name. You know, he basically is kind of harsh on him, which makes sense. I mean, that's how jobs are. You know, basically tries to make tell him, you know what, you need to there's something weird that happened, and then he puts the blame. Can you explain how this happened, how that happened? And tries to talk it out. It's like he gave him many chances, and it's like, but every time he gives him another chance, he always screws up. And as soon as he came back in the second night, it's like this time he came prepared. A bag full of goodies just to make these come to life mannequins and happy. Especially the Eastern head called, the guy that calls him Dum Dum. Where's my Gungam type of thing? That joke was everywhere. Even in school. Everybody I ever heard from. Everyone I ever heard it. I always heard it everywhere I go. 20 years ago, even, I hear that everybody makes that joke. The Dum Dum Gungam thing. Yeah, it's funny, but it wasn't as funny as it used to be. It just gets old to me. And basically, he just gives the caveman fire, which is, I don't know, accurate. Caveman loves fire. And basically, even warned Dexter, right? The monkey saying that there's going to be a storm coming. I'm going to outsmart you this time. I'm not going to allow you to fool me this time. And basically, he basically fooled him once, of course. He fooled him, of course, with the baby keys and stuff like that. He took the baby keys instead of the real keys. And it also starts to mock him back for what he did to him the other night, his first night. Oh, and I forgot Robin Williams, right? The guy who plays the. Let's see, let me see if I got the cast. Um, let's see, I'm looking at the cast right now. Oh yeah, Roosevelt. Roosevelt. He played Roosevelt in this movie. I don't know. It's nice. It's cool. He had some memorable moments, but it's man, it's whatever. It's not really that memorable, but it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like it's decent, but nothing. It's not much excitement here. Oh, and I also forgot that Charlie Murphy was the taxi driver at one point. You know, Charlie Murphy became Eddie Murphy's brother. The guy who from that funny skit called uh, "F Your Couch," stuff like that. No, I think he told a story about the thing, about that comedy skit. I forgot the name. Yeah, he was in this movie. Yeah, Cass is cool and all. Cass is great and all. But yeah. So, like I said, there's a lot of memorable moments I enjoyed from this movie. It's uh, it's very really well written. It's fun, inspiring. It's a very the most underappreciated movie. I don't even know that why it's low rated. I mean, every time I check Rotten Tomatoes here, it's like very low rated. Why? It's actually not bad. It's actually great. It's funny. It's it's a fun night. It's a It's a fun movie night, you know. It's very family friendly, fun type of thing, you know. Or maybe some people actually dislike it for some reason. Whatever, I don't give a shit. I don't care, to be honest. I thought maybe some people actually forgot about this movie when they first saw it at the theater. You know, I haven't. I actually still remember. Um, let's see. I think my other favorite scene is when the old man, you know, when they find the tablet, when you have the tablet, he finally realized that the tablet was supposed to be some kind of some kind of some kind of object, you know, some kind of that's making a bunch of these mannequins turn to life. And then he started to realize how important it was. And then when as soon as these old geezers, right, the, the old trio, which is to me a really goofy, moronic type trio, but I guess that's the reason why it makes us laugh. Yeah, um, it's very. They basically been chased around for that tablet because he started to realize how important it was. And supposedly they tried to chase them around. They tried to retrieve it back, and then they were locked inside their thing, and then they had to find a way to get out of there by awakening the four prince. And as soon as he was telling everyone to work together, and then you got the Huns, you know, chasing Ben Stiller all the time. And he says that he wants to rip them apart and stuff like that. And then he starts trying to talk them down, saying that the reason why you want to rip things apart is because maybe somebody ripped you when you were very little. And then he starts to get all emotional and everything. And then they have a little truce together. And then you know, and then you have him telling everyone, you know, it's time to stop fighting with each other. Let's come together and stop these you know, stop these criminals because they are criminals. They stole the tablet. Um, yeah. So basically, I was gonna say my favorite part was when he was catching up to the last Wolf Watchman while the other two were captured. He starts basically running away from started chasing down you know with the carriage because they jammed the little guys jammed his car, which is a smart move, but that didn't stop him from escaping. He just basically just took the carriage and just ran off, and then you got him chasing him down, stuff like that. And he says, you need to stop. You can't stop them without saying a secret word. And he's like Dakota, and it's like maybe the reason why he got to know this because he did his history, he read his history, right? The same guy that gave him that advice when he was at the job. And then as soon as he captured him, he started to take away the tablet from him, and then he tells the Huns, um, how do you what should we do to him? What should we do to this pain? What should, I don't know. I don't even know. I'm just saying. I mean, but they're basically it sounds like they want to do something to him. They want to do some kind of painful punishment to him. So every time he says Monkey Caca, whatever it's called, right? it's pretty funny, It sounds really silly. It sounds very funny. And then you got this old man saying, "Hold the phone. What's Monkey Caca mean?" That's funny because that sounds a little silly. That it kind of sounds very similar to what Jim Carrey said in Lemony Snicket when he was making fun of the baby. He was like saying "maka kiki, maka kaka," whatever this guy was saying. It sounded pretty stupid, to be honest with you, but it sounded just like that, and it's kind of silly, But I can see why it kind of makes some of us idiots laugh or whatever. I don't know. It's just fun. It's a fun night. It's a fun type of movie that you can watch with the rest of the family and for kids. Um. Yeah. So basically, that little joke, that little silly, not foreign gibberish line from this movie sounded like the one from Lemony Snicket when Jim Carrey's son was making fun of that baby Sonny. Yeah, so all I can say is that this movie is funny. This movie is very watchable. It's entertaining. It makes me laugh. It still makes me laugh after all these years. I couldn't stop laughing at some of the silly parts of this movie. I used to watch. I watched it in the theater a long time ago. With my dad and my dad's fiance and his sister, or her sister, and my little cousin too. So I saw it with my family too. So I was very young at the time. So I remember how good this movie was, and the reason why I wanted to make a review about it. Anyways, this is my review for Night at the Museum. This is one of my favorite Ben Stiller movies, right up there with Meet the Parents. Also heard that there's gonna be like a new Meet the Parents slash Meet the Effers. Sorry, I don't want to say that f bomb because I don't want to get in trouble for that nonsense. So f bomb, right? Meet the f bombs or whatever it's called. That they're going to get it. We're going to get a new movie this year. I don't know what to think about it. I basically think it's gonna not. I just hope it's not going to be as bad as the last one. But I'm still gonna check it out anyways. This is my review for Night at the Museum. Hope you enjoy it and take care. So see you next time.